So I put my minesweeper thing down, and it turns out there's a mortar, and it turns out it was probably the mortar that killed my guy in the first place. So I figured there's no mines here. And of course I've swept up to this point anyways. So now I really want to kill that mortar. That mortar is my number one priority. Mortar is a big deal. So I'm trying to get my flamethrower infantry close enough, but this is tough as nails. I can't really figure out what to do. It's 30-something meters away, so I can't just flame it. I kind of want to make a sprint to the house, and then just peek around the corner, and maybe I just want to hit it, and boom, he's killed because there's someone in the house. So that's not good. So here's my other D-miner dude. D-miner does not just come with a D-miner, it comes with a MP40. And so, whoop, it's a tank. Whee! I'm just hoping my AT gun gets a shot at the tank now. T-34, just driving around. AT gun fires and misses, but luckily he has a Panzer IV, and he knocked out the T-34. See that thing he highlighted? That tells me there's something over there. Very good job for my ally highlighting these infantry, letting me know they're here. I can reposition my machine gun man and kill the enemy infantry. That's very good. It probably saved my AT gun right there. So I like my ally. He's a good person, even if he only really fights on one front, where I'm busy fighting on two fronts. And but yeah, good guy. So over here, now I buy a Panzer IV because I'm like, hey, I bet your AT rifle can't kill my Panzer IV. Because I'm just freaking tired of trying to push through with a flamethrower dude or my D-miner dudes. It's just too touchy. I don't have the time to microwave because I'm busy fighting in the middle too. If I was only fighting on the right, I could probably push through, but I'm not only fighting on the right. This stuff is blowing up. See? Mortar, people, shooting, exciting. Action movie. Michael Bay. That's a machine gunner guy right up on that thing. I can't make it to him because the stairs are on the other side, and that's a very nice place for machine gunners. They can do huge amount of damage. And of course, I lose both treads to this stupid guy with an AT rifle, but I exact revenge by getting a high explosive shell in that building and killing everything. So now my Panzer IV is not moving, and two Russian Marines rush him, and they destroy the turret. This guy should have aimed at the engine with his AT grenades, because he only was able to destroy the turret. The funny thing is, I'm being shelled by a mortar, and so I can't really repair my Panzer IV, because it's just being shelled the entire time. So what I do... Did I just bump the microphone? Sorry if I did. But if I didn't, this is a waste of time. Everything's a waste of time. What am I buying? Submachine gun infantry. Trying to take the middle, trying to take the right. What I do is actually, I guess I just decide to repair it anyways. The shelling stops, so I'm like, sweet, the shelling stopped, let's go. And I buy some tank crewmen to recrew it so the top turret can protect me. Here's my Puma being retarded. Kills one of my men because it backs up into him. Kills another one of my men because he runs to the side and the Puma sits on him, so I direct control the Puma and move it for myself. And those were two people who ought not to have died. But, you know, that's the way war works sometimes. Your Puma pathfinds very badly. I realized this was a problem for the Germans during World War II. Their Pumas had very bad pathfinding. I think the artificial intelligence not up to snuff. Those two tank crewmen I hired to recrew the tank decided not to do it, and they paid for it with their lives. The guy repairing it did perfectly fine. Repairs one tread, he's good. Starts to work on the other one. I sort of wish he would repair the turret first, but I'm not really sure there's a way to choose. I think if you have multiple people repairing, you can have one repair a tread and one repair something else, but that's not how it worked. There's my Puma getting owned by a sort of Panzerfaust sort of thing, or an AT grenade, I think it was, so that's not good. I sent my Puma in, try and clear some stuff out, but it didn't work. I'm not even sure what just exploded. There's way too much stuff to keep track of. But I would still recommend fighting on two fronts because it's awesome. So now at this point I realize my Panzer IV has been immobilized and its turret stopped, pointing directly at the mortar. In what has to be an amazing coincidence or something, because like the chances of that happening are like nil. But anyways, I just load high explosive shells, blow the crap out of this house, and boom, no more mortar. So that's just really fantastic. I could not have asked for it to work out better. You realize, or you remember earlier, the Panzer IV had killed everyone in that house with a high explosive shell. So I'm thinking things are coming up roses, all sorts of Nazi roses, because I'm just going to move in on the right and basically take it is what I'm thinking is probably going to happen. And it looks like the middle is more or less clear. You know, things have been less clear, things have been more clear. But I figure that squad of submachine gun I send has, let's say, a 60% chance of dying horribly, which I'd say is a really fantastic chance, although I'm not going to advertise that in the papers or anything. There are still some people hiding behind these sandbags, so I send my submachine gun infantry to the right to hide behind the bridge, and my friends, or I guess my allies, a Panzer II Luchswagen was just destroyed by a KV-1 tank, so I'm a little worried about this KV-1 tank, if you notice in the upper left. And also, if you notice in the upper left, I'm losing a lot of submachine gun infantry to that DP-27. He shot a lot of my people, and things just got a little ugly. There's the KV-1. So I see this KV-1, I see my men, and I'm like, whoa, he's going to kill all my men, so I run them back. There's 3 of them left alive after the machine gunner killed the rest, but my Panzer IV somehow lost its tread again. I'm not sure what did that. I'm mad. I'm thinking kinda maybe I'll sneak up on this KV-1 with some sort of anti-tank infantry or anti-tank grenade, but I'm thinking maybe not. Right now I'm seeing how things play out. I'm sort of feeling the pressure. I don't have the middle and I don't have the right, so our points are ticking down, but I'm not feeling a lot of pressure because we have a big lead on our opponents with points, and really you don't have to feel frantic. Just because you're losing right now doesn't mean you're losing the entire game. If it's gonna hurt you to take the points back in an expedient fashion, maybe, take your time and set up a good assault. Don't just throw everything at it because you're like, oh my god, our points are ticking down. And so finally my 2 treads are repaired. The turret on top is not repaired, but it's not a huge deal because you can rotate the tank to line up the turret, because you can move on the treads, so you don't have to wait for the turret to be repaired to do some damage. Repairing that Puma 2. Here's a KV-1, or a KV-85, sorry. That's a heavy-ish tank. I'm going to have trouble penetrating from the front, but I figure, you know what, I might as well try. So I rotate, and now I'm firing. We'll see how well this works. I can't remember exactly how well it works. I know the number is red, but in this game I've turned off penetration chances and stuff like that, turned off damage messages. I was the host of this game, and I usually turn those off just because it's a little more realistic. I like it like that. You don't know what you've hit when you've hit it, and you don't know your chances of hitting. You just kind of got to play it by ear or whatever. So I think what happened is that he knocked out my Panzer IV. I think, yeah, 90% sure. And now I'm in the middle, getting shot at by a lot of people. So I tell all my men to go prone. No, I don't. They're just gonna die, aren't they? Maybe they're prone. I can't tell. Yeah, they're just getting shot. So that didn't work out too well for them. It did give me an idea, though. I bought a mortar. I'm like, alright, let's just mortar this thing before I do that anymore, because that was like the 6th time or something I had run into the middle and just gotten shot, so maybe it's time to try some tactics. Why don't we do that? Oh, what an amazing idea. Why did we never try tactics before? Oh, we should use those tactics. So now I'm sending some machine gun infantry to the right on the off chance that I can get around the side of this KV-85 and blow it up with some AT grenades, and meanwhile I buy an AT gun to tie it up from the front. This is probably going to turn out to be a bad idea. I'm guessing the KV-85 is just going to shoot my AT gun. That's typically how it works, because it's got very strong armor, and my AT gun's probably not going to penetrate. But whatever, I just want to tie it up while my submachine gun infantry get around to the right. And now I have a mortar. Am I sleepy? No, I'm not sleepy. I fire the mortar even though it had a little red dot in direct control. That means it's obstructed. I didn't really know what was obstructing it. Turns out it was a tree very close to the mortar, and I very nearly killed my own mortar by killing the tree in front of it. But I didn't kill my own mortar, so things worked out pretty well. The guys are hurt, but it doesn't really matter if your mortar crew is hurt if they're in a really isolated location like that, because anything that's going to kill them is probably going to explode and just kill them no matter if they're hurt or not. And look, I'm taking the middle. Or no, I'm not. My ally's taking the right, so this is a good guy. He's fighting on 2 fronts. I enjoy this ally. Very good ally. And he pings things for me. That's synergy. He doesn't suck. That's good. Our opponents don't totally suck either. Although that guy who bought the AT gun at the very beginning of the game, I would have to say his decision-making skills not so good. So I chuck a smoke grenade, and now I'm chucking a normal grenade, trying to kill those people behind those sandbags. This guy on the right really likes sandbags. Got to commend him for that. Sandbags are very nice. It's good to set those up. And I'm trying to take out the gun of this KV-85. Does not work very well. I lose the men. So of course I recruit the AT gun instantly, because I am nothing if not what's a word for someone who tries something over and over? Obsessive compulsive. I guess they don't try, they actually do. But I have my mortar trying to shell this guy on that little plateau, I don't know what you want to call it. But it's pretty hard to hit him, because normally with mortars, if you get close, the splash damage will do the rest. But since he's like up on a thing, like if I get very close but I land like 60 feet down, the damage is there's not going to be any splash damage. So I pretty much have to hit him directly, or at least behind him, if I want to do anything. I'm trying to see if he's repaired that tank, but it looks like he hasn't.